For decades, Skinwalker Ranch has been described as a place where the fabric of reality seems thinner, a landscape where the boundaries between science, mythology, and cosmic mystery blur into one. Hidden in the high desert of northern Utah, the ranch has witnessed countless stories of mutilated livestock, unexplained aerial craft, and invisible forces that seem to defy physics. While skeptics have long dismissed such tales as folklore or misinterpretation, the mounting body of physical evidence suggests something far stranger, that this remote plot of land may be the site of ongoing interaction with non-human intelligence and possibly the remnants of technology far beyond our own. The latest investigations have pushed this hypothesis further than ever before. What began as a scientific survey of underground anomalies quickly spiraled into a series of discoveries that challenge everything we know about Earth's past and perhaps its future. The most striking revelations began with the detection of vast metallic structures beneath the mesa. Ground-penetrating radar revealed two massive formations, one dome-like stretching hundreds of feet, and another vertical structure over 100 feet tall, buried just below the surface. Both refused to yield to industrial-grade drilling. Yet when small fragments were finally retrieved, they were composed of advanced, heat-resistant materials used in spacecraft materials that, according to conventional science, should not exist naturally in such quantities deep beneath a sandstone mesa. One explanation looms above all others, that these are not natural formations at all, but remnants of an ancient craft, perhaps a vessel buried intentionally, or a structure left behind by a civilization not of this earth. Such a theory is not as far-fetched as it might sound. Throughout human history, myths and oral traditions have spoken of gods descending from the heavens wielding technologies indistinguishable from magic. Archaeologists have unearthed anomalous artifacts, from the Antikythera mechanism to microscopic metallic spheres in ancient strata, that hint at contact with advanced intelligences long before recorded history. If extraterrestrial visitors ever came to Earth, Skinwalker Ranch would be an ideal location for them to hide something monumental, remote, geologically stable, and shielded by layers of natural rock. The discovery of geometric patterns beneath the ranch's soil only deepens this mystery. Multispectral scans revealed 3 perfect circles and 5 razor-straight lines aligned along an east-west axis, features that do not occur naturally. Excavation exposed a layer of crystalline material unlike anything found elsewhere on the property. Laboratory analysis identified a conductive mix of sodium, magnesium, potassium, aluminum, and iron elements, often used in high-frequency electromagnetic applications. Astonishingly, this material was identical to the substances retrieved from deep within the mesa, suggesting a direct connection between the underground structures and the surface patterns. Some researchers propose that these lines and circles were created by previous human occupants, perhaps as part of classified experiments or geophysical tests. But others argued that the scale, precision, and composition of the formations suggested a more profound origin. When viewed from above, the layout resembled a circuit board, as if the Earth itself had been engineered into a colossal device. Could it be that the mesa is not just a natural landform, but part of a massive buried machine, one that uses the conductive layers as antennas, receivers, or even markers visible to observers far beyond Earth? The extraterrestrial hypothesis gains further weight from a series of phenomena that appear to respond intelligently to human activity. Experiments involving digging, often discouraged by past ranch owners due to the violent phenomena they triggered, consistently produced measurable anomalies. Instruments detected sudden spikes in gamma radiation, electromagnetic surges, and even a mysterious 1.6 gigahertz radio signal, a frequency used in satellite communications and deep space transmissions. Even more unsettling, human physiology itself seemed to react. One investigator collapsed during a drilling operation, experiencing cardiac symptoms without medical explanation. Such correlations hint at an active, possibly sentient system beneath the ranch, capable of monitoring and influencing the environment and those who probe it too closely. But perhaps the most compelling evidence for non-human involvement comes from the skies above. Time and again, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, appear during key moments of the investigation. Metallic orbs hover silently, tracking researchers' movements. Luminous objects streak across the night sky, defying known aerodynamic capabilities. In one case, a UAP hovered precisely above a site where a purple light had appeared at ground level as if responding to or communicating with something below. This synchrony suggests a connection between the subterranean anomalies and the aerial craft, as though they are components of a single system, a network spanning both Earth and sky. The idea that the ranch may serve as a hub for extraterrestrial operations is supported by several intriguing clues. First, the geometric formations on the ground are visible only in multispectral light wavelengths beyond human vision, but easily detectable from high altitudes or even orbit. This suggests they were meant to be seen not by humans, but by observers with advanced sensing technology. Second, the composition of the conductive materials hints at functionality. Conductive minerals arranged in deliberate patterns could form a passive signaling system, broadcasting information or energy to receivers in orbit or deep space, a kind of cosmic lighthouse. Third, the depth, size, and sophistication of the buried structures exceed anything known from historical human construction in the region. If they are artificial, they are likely far older and far more advanced than anything built by us. Ancient astronaut theorists propose an even bolder idea that the mesa itself may conceal a craft, a massive starship or probe buried thousands of years ago, either as part of an intentional mission or following a catastrophic crash. The presence of refined metals hundreds of feet below the surface supports this notion. Natural processes cannot account for alloys with 72% iron and significant aluminum content. Such materials require smelting and engineering, a hallmark of technological manufacture. If a craft does lie beneath the mesa, the conductive lines above ground may function as a communication array, maintenance interface, or even a failsafe designed to awaken or reactivate the buried technology under certain conditions. This theory also explains another long-standing mystery, the disappearance of massive quantities of water and smoke into the mesa during experiments. More than 2,000 gallons of drilling fluid vanished without trace, and smoke released into surface crevices was drawn deep into unseen cavities. Such phenomena suggest not random fissures, but a vast internal chamber, perhaps the hollow interior of a structure or a subterranean hangar. If so, the craft's interior could span hundreds of feet, housing unknown mechanisms or even autonomous systems still operating after centuries, perhaps explaining the electromagnetic anomalies and radio signals that plague the site. The interaction between these buried elements and the aerial phenomena could represent an advanced technological system still functioning on autopilot. Imagine an ancient probe designed to study Earth, now dormant, but still emitting low-frequency signals to its creators. Or consider a communication relay buried deep underground, designed to maintain contact with vessels in orbit or beyond. The consistent detection of the One. 6 gigahertz of signal even decades after initial investigations may be evidence of an ongoing data transmission. Could these signals be a heartbeat, a beacon to entities who placed this system here millennia ago? Or could they be a handshake protocol awaiting a response from a counterpart still roaming the cosmos? There is also the possibility that the ranch represents a nexus, a location chosen deliberately by extraterrestrial intelligences due to its geophysical properties. Earth's crust is not uniform. Certain regions concentrate electromagnetic fields, gravitational anomalies, or exotic mineral compositions. Such sites could serve as natural amplifiers for technology or as gateways for manipulating space-time. If advanced civilizations travel not by brute force propulsion, but by bending the structure of space itself, they would likely select such locations as anchoring points for their operations. The recurrent reports of portals, disappearing objects, and sudden spatial distortions at Skinwalker Ranch align with this concept, suggesting that the mesa might be more than a hiding place, it could be a launch pad. These ideas might once have seemed fanciful, but they echo patterns seen around the world. In Peru's Nazca Desert, giant geoglyphs visible only from the sky stretch across the landscape, their purpose still unknown. In the Middle East, ancient megalithic structures align with celestial bodies with uncanny precision. And in Antarctica, recent satellite scans have revealed geometric anomalies buried beneath ice sheets, miles-deep formations that appear engineered rather than natural. The parallels are striking across continents, and millennia humanity has stumbled upon signs of intelligence that seem to operate on a planetary scale, often in ways that remain invisible until advanced technology reveals them. What if Skinwalker Ranch is one such site, a node in a global network? Its anomalies may not exist in isolation, but as part of a larger pattern, a planetary grid established long before human civilization, possibly for purposes we can scarcely imagine. The conductive lines could serve as Earth-based coordinates for navigation or as energy conduits in a wireless power system. The buried structures could be data vaults, observation posts, or even hibernating probes awaiting a future rendezvous. The aerial craft might not be visitors at all, but caretakers, autonomous drones, maintaining a system that has been active for millennia. Of course, these are still hypotheses, bold, speculative, and far beyond mainstream science. But the weight of the evidence demands that they be considered. We are dealing with patterns too precise to be random materials, too advanced to be natural, and phenomena too consistent to be coincidence. The idea that all of this is the result of human activity, past or present, strains credulity. We must entertain the possibility that we are observing the work of an intelligence that is not human, one that may have been operating on Earth for longer than our species has existed. The implications of such a revelation are staggering. If Skinwalker Ranch harbors alien technology, it would fundamentally alter our understanding of history, science, and humanity's place in the cosmos. It would suggest that Earth is not merely a cradle of life, but part of a larger interstellar project, perhaps a scientific experiment, a strategic outpost, or even a nursery for emerging civilizations. It might also mean that we are not alone, that our planet is monitored, managed, or even guided by forces far beyond our comprehension. As investigations continue, the question is no longer whether something extraordinary exists beneath the mesa, but rather what it is and why it is there. Are we dealing with a buried craft, a planetary communication system, or a piece of alien infrastructure still performing its original mission? And if so, what happens when we dig too deep, when we activate something that has lain dormant for millennia? Are the physical effects on researchers, the sudden electromagnetic surges, and the unexplained appearances of UAPs mere coincidences? Or are they warning signs that we are tampering with forces not meant to be disturbed? What is certain is that Skinwalker Ranch is far more than a hotspot for UFO sightings or ghost stories. It is a focal point for something ancient, intelligent, and profoundly alien. Whether the truth lies buried beneath the mesa, encoded in electromagnetic signals, or hovering silently in the night sky, it promises to redefine our understanding of the universe and perhaps our role within it. The answers are out there waiting to be uncovered. But in seeking them, we may discover that humanity is not the first intelligence to study this planet and not the only one watching still.